Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking all about cornflowers. We're going to be doing so with the following chart that has three categories. Facts, meaning deeper facts about the flower and where it came from. Deeper meaning referring to the symbol of the flower depending on the culture or the country that we might be talking about. When, meaning what occasion or specific holiday you might gift this flower to someone or use it yourself so you can represent and show your feelings through the flowers. Now, going on to the category of facts. The cornflower is native to Europe and it became very popular because it often grew up on cornfields. It grew on cornfields because the cornflower helps the corns flourish. Because the petals in the cornflowers are mostly blue and it attracts pollinators to the petals, meaning that the cornfields are not flooded by all the insects around them and they can grow a lot. Another aspect is that the cornflowers help when windbreaks come into the cornfields. They take the brunt of it, so it allows the corn plants to not bend over and be hurt as much, since the cornflowers will be taking most of the wind and helping that not be as harsh. However, even though cornflowers are often seen in cornfields due to this reason, cornflowers are often seen as they are characterized as an endangered flower. Because oftentimes in cornfields, the farmers they fertilize the corns with chemicals, and these chemicals tend to kill the cornflowers, and due to this, they are considered an endangered flower. And even though they are considered endangered, they're a very popular flower because of the various colors that it has. Like I said, the most popular is normally a blue cornflower, but there's also pink cornflowers and white cornflowers, and due to this, they're very popular. Now, yes, the cornflower might be popular, but it's not always referred to as a cornflower. Sometimes it's referred to as the bachelor's button. It's the first as referred as this because a lot in the past 19th century, I think, a lot of buttons were made with the cornflower in it, so it was seen a lot in the garments and the suits that men wore, and due to this, a lot of the time it was referred as the bachelor's button. Another aspect, another word that the cornflower was called was the hurtsicle. As previously said, they grew up in cornfields, and when farmers went to farm that cornfield, a lot of the times their sickles lost their edge because they also had to cut the flowers at the same time. Now, why these flowers were planted in cornfields, or apart from what I said before, and why it's so popular, it's also because it's easy to plant. The cornflower doesn't take as much attention, so it's very easy for any beginner or an experienced person to plant them, and also they're very beautiful. So even though they're endangered, they're popular, they're just not planted as much. Now, another reason, there are a lot of reasons why the cornflower is so popular, but one of the extra reasons why it's so popular is because a lot of the time its petals are used to create natural hair dye. As seen in the picture, I used a picture with blue hair, since the most famous one is the blue cornflower, and it's a lot of the time used as a natural hair dye instead of using chemicals for it. Another aspect, like I said before, it helps with the ecosystem and pollinators, because when a lot of insects they migrate, and the cornflowers are a place where they can go to since their petals are so rich. Now, moving on to deeper meaning. In Greek mythology, the cornflower is often associated with Chiron. Chiron is a centaur, and he is seen as an outcast of the normal centaurs because normally centaurs were seen as brutal and violent. However, Chiron is seen more as a healer, and he often used the cornflower to help heal people. There are no specific aspects of the cornflower that are seen as healing properties. However, since it was a flower that Chiron often used, it became a show of this healing power. Now, another aspect of the cornflower is in Germany. In German culture, it is often referred as the Kornblumen. And as seen as the Kornblumen, a lot of the time bachelors they wore the flower or they wore the flower in their pockets of their suits. And when they wore it in their suits, it was to show their love for someone or the love for the person that they wanted to date. And due to this, the cornflower is seen as if the cornflower once it's in the suit, if it flourishes due to the sunlight and the environment, it means that the love is required from the woman. But if the cornflower if the cornflower dies, it is representative of unrequited love, or just there's no love or no possible future for that relationship. And that's how it's seen in the German culture. They're often seen as a sign of love. Now, in Roman mythology, the cornflower was seen as the favorite flower of Jupiter. Jupiter. And Jupiter is the king of the gods. I think he's Zeus' father. And Jupiter being such a powerful person and this cornflower being related to him, a lot of people see the cornflower as spiritual and representative of power. In another country, in France, during World War One, a lot of the French soldiers, their uniforms were blue, and as the most famous color of the cornflower was blue, it is often seen as representative of sacrifice and war, as shown with the French uniforms. Since during World War One, France had a big loss in all of its territory, and due to this, the cornflower is seen as a sacrifice. And based on this meaning of France and all of the other meanings, I think there are two different situations where you could use the cornflower or gift it to someone. One of them is based on France. You could use it as a way to show sacrifice and a way to respect someone that's dead. And here I put a picture of a French memorial for World War One deaths and sacrifices. And I think just any day where the sacrifices are being respected and they're being acknowledged would be a good day to gift a cornflower to a grave or to anyone that is affected by what happened in World War One because an ancestor or family member went through it. And then based on the other aspects, apart from the blue uniforms in France, I think another holiday or occasion where you can gift the cornflower is during marriage for the bride's bouquet. I think this because as Chirons, when it comes to Chiron, it's representative of healing, which is something that's very important in a relationship. You need that aspect of healing in order to have a healthy relationship and be able to both develop together throughout the years. And a bouquet is kind of seen in that wedding, and it's just new beginnings for both of the people. So I think that with this aspect of healing, it's very important in relationships. And also with the German aspect that a lot of bachelors used to wear the cornflowers, I also think that would be ideal for a bouquet to show that love and that care for each other, and just deciding to stick together with each other without any unrequited love. And due to Jupiter, he is seen as the king of the gods, and the cornflower is seen as powerful and spiritual. So I think the cornflower, in this sense, being included in a marriage bouquet, it would show that the relationship itself is very powerful, and they also have a spiritual connection, an emotional connection, rather than just a physical one. And due to all of these categories and characteristics, I decided to choose the marriage bouquet, that it would be a good idea for the cornflower to be included in. And that's all. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned a lot about the cornflower, and I hope you come across it. Specifically, I came across this flower in a Sylvia Plath poem. It was really good, so I hope you guys are able to use this information and utilize it when you're reading literature works. Thank you.